Once upon a time, in the grand royal palace, after their exciting adventure in the enchanted garden, Princess Sofia and her friends were eager for their next quest. They had learned a lot about the magical world, but there was still so much to discover. As they gathered in the palace's grand hallway, a shimmering light appeared, and a familiar figure emerged. It was Cedric the sorcerer, the bumbling but well-intentioned magician who had once been their foe. "Princess Sofia, I've heard about your quest, and I want to help," Cedric exclaimed, his hat askew. Princess Sofia smiled, remembering how Cedric had turned over a new leaf. "Of course, Cedric. We'd be glad to have your help." Cedric was overjoyed, and he told them about a secret room in the palace. "It's the Magical Library," he said, "filled with ancient books and scrolls that hold the secrets of the kingdom. But it's been hidden for centuries, and only someone with a pure heart can find it." The friends were excited about the prospect of finding this hidden treasure. With Cedric leading the way, they ventured deeper into the palace, following a winding path that only Cedric knew. Finally, they arrived at a wall covered in ivy. Cedric waved his wand, and the ivy parted, revealing a magnificent, ornate door. "This is it," Cedric said, "the entrance to the Magical Library." Princess Sofia gently pushed open the door, revealing a room that sparkled with magical energy. The walls were lined with shelves filled with ancient books, scrolls, and artifacts. There were comfortable reading nooks and a massive wooden table covered in dust. "Wow, this place is amazing," Princess Sofia exclaimed, her eyes wide with wonder. The friends began to explore the library, picking up books and scrolls to read. Each one seemed to hold a different enchanting story or spell. Princess Amber found a book about the history of the kingdom, while James discovered a scroll with a recipe for a magical potion. As they read, they noticed that some of the books and scrolls were enchanted. When they opened a book, they were transported into the story, experiencing the adventures of knights and princesses. It was like being a part of those tales, and they had a blast living out the stories. Cedric, on the other hand, was fascinated by a dusty old tome titled The Lost Spell of Goodness. It was said to be the most powerful spell ever created, but it had been lost to time. Cedric was determined to find it and use it for good. However, finding the lost spell of goodness was not an easy task. The library was vast, and it seemed to have a mind of its own. Princess Sofia and her friends faced many challenges and puzzles as they explored the magical room. They had to work together, using their wits and teamwork to solve riddles and unlock the library's secrets. They encountered a talking bookworm who challenged them to a game of riddles, a magical mirror that showed them their innermost desires, and a giant talking spider who guarded a key they needed to progress. With each challenge, they learned valuable lessons about courage, honesty, and kindness. But as they delved deeper into the library's mysteries, they also encountered its guardian, an ancient and wise owl named Archimedes. He was perched on a high bookshelf, watching them with a keen eye. "Who dares to enter the magical library?" Archimedes hooted. Princess Sofia stepped forward and said, "We come in peace, Archimedes, seeking knowledge and the lost spell of goodness." Archimedes nodded and said, "Knowledge is power, but it comes with great responsibility. To find the lost spell of goodness, you must prove that your hearts are pure and your intentions are just." The friends nodded, understanding the gravity of the task. They each shared their stories and experiences from their previous adventures, demonstrating their growth and their commitment to doing good in the kingdom. Archimedes was impressed by their sincerity and wisdom. He fluttered down and offered his help. With his guidance, they located the hidden section of the library where the lost spell of goodness was said to be kept. The spell was inscribed in an ancient illuminated book. It glowed with a soft golden light. Princess Sofia carefully opened the book and read the spell aloud, feeling a rush of magical energy as she did so. The lost spell of goodness was powerful, but it came with a warning. It could only be used to do good deeds and help those in need. It could not be used for personal gain or to harm others. With the spell in their possession, Princess Sofia and her friends felt a deep sense of responsibility. They knew that they had to use it wisely and selflessly, just as they had learned from their previous quests. As they left the magical library, they thanked Archimedes and closed the door, sealing it once again. They knew that the knowledge they had gained and the magic they had discovered would be a great asset in their future adventures. Cedric, in particular, had been deeply affected by the experience. He had found the lost spell of goodness, but he knew that it was not meant for him alone. He had to use it to make amends for his past mistakes and help the kingdom in any way he could. With the spell and their newfound knowledge, Princess Sofia and her friends returned to the palace, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. They had learned that true power came from the heart, and they were determined to use that power for the good of their kingdom. And so, their quest continued, with new adventures and challenges awaiting them, but they were now armed with the wisdom and magic of the magical library, ready to make the world a better place, one good deed at a time.